Daniel Carter never imagined that life would unravel this way. A steel door slamming behind him marked the end of freedom and the beginning of a nightmare. A maximum security detention center became his reality, all because of a mistake buried in paperwork, an error that stripped him of his rights overnight. Born in the United States, Daniel had always believed this country would protect him, but instead a forgotten form and a missed renewal left him branded as an outsider. His world shrank to four walls and a narrow bed. His spirit, once hopeful, dimmed in the flicker of fluorescent lights. To the guards, Daniel was nothing more than a statistic, just another inmate in a system too clogged with files to see the faces behind them. Loneliness became his fiercest enemy. Nights dragged on as he stared at the ceiling, imagining the life waiting for him outside, if it still existed at all. But Daniel wasn't alone. Inside those walls were others, men from every background, every corner of the world. Some guilty, many not. He befriended Luis, a Cuban father whose case had been delayed for years, and Arun, a man from India whose calm silence carried more weight than words ever could. Together, they built fragile bonds that helped them survive the endless waiting. Still, despair crept in. Each day began with the same sound, the crash of iron doors, the shuffle of chains, the heavy silence of forgotten men. Daniel pushed himself to endure. Push-ups on the cold floor, scraps of old books, anything to remind himself he was alive. Then one evening, a sound shattered the monotony, the sharp, rhythmic click of heels in the hallway. Not a guard, not a visitor. A woman, her presence cutting through the gloom like a blade. Her name was Judge Amelia Rhodes. At 40, she was respected, feared, and admired in equal measure. Known for her fairness and her unwillingness to look away from injustice, Amelia was leading a program to revisit cases lost in the labyrinth of bureaucracy. When Daniel first saw her, something inside him shifted. Her posture radiated authority, but her eyes told a different story, one of compassion, curiosity, and strength. When their eyes locked, time seemed to stop. She studied him as though she could see the years of exhaustion etched across his face. Unlike others who skimmed through files, Amelia sat with Daniel's case and read every word. What she found stunned her. There was no reason for him to be locked away. Clerical mistakes had stolen his freedom, and nobody had bothered to correct them. Amelia felt anger stirred deep within her. This wasn't justice. This was cruelty disguised as law, and she refused to let it stand. Behind the scenes, she began to fight. She called offices that avoided responsibility. She signed papers others ignored. She pushed Daniel's file to the front of the line. It wasn't easy. Walls of red tape rose in her way, but she didn't stop. Weeks later, the verdict came. Daniel Carter would be released. When Amelia told him, disbelief washed over his face. For so long, he had been abandoned, forgotten. To finally hear that someone cared enough to fight for him was almost unbearable. His eyes filled with tears as he whispered, "You saved me." But Amelia knew the truth. He had saved her too. He reminded her why she became a judge. To protect the voiceless. To make justice more than just a word. Daniel's release was not the end. It was the beginning. He struggled to rebuild, to find work, to reclaim time lost. But Amelia was there at every step. Coffee meetings turned into dinners. Conversations about his future became confessions about their fears, their hopes, and their hearts. Slowly, respect grew into something deeper. Love blossomed, unexpected and undeniable. For the first time in years, Daniel felt like he truly mattered. And for Amelia, Daniel made her feel alive again. But love in their world was not without cost. Whispers spread through the courthouse. Colleagues raised eyebrows. Some accused Amelia of letting her heart interfere with her judgment. She faced a choice, her career or the man she loved, the gavel or her heart, duty or desire. In the end, Amelia chose love. She resigned from the bench, walking away from the career she had built for decades. Because some battles aren't about reputation, they're about the soul. Daniel and Amelia built a life forged in fire. A life that proved hope can survive even the darkest places. A love born in the shadows of injustice that grew into light. And so their story asks a question for all of us. Can love truly bloom in the most unlikely places? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more powerful stories like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because the next story may just change how you see the world.